Welcome back to our channel. In this video, we reveal some of the most valuable coins in the world, coins that collectors and investors are willing to pay thousands or even millions for. Have you ever held a penny in your hand and wondered if it could change your life? Not a lottery ticket, not a stock tip, just a single, ordinary-looking coin. Now imagine discovering that one small copper cent sitting in a jar in your kitchen could be worth nearly $1 million. Today, we're talking about the legendary 1951 D-Wheat penny coin error that collectors whisper about and serious buyers compete for, with examples rumored and valued as high as $999,000 in today's red-hot market. If you're between 30 and 65, living in the United States, and you've ever thought about turning old coins into real wealth, this story is for you. Let's step back to 1951. America was booming. The post-war economy was surging. Families were building futures. And the U.S. Mint was striking millions of pennies to keep commerce flowing. At the United States Mint facility in Denver, millions of 1951 D-Wheat pennies rolled off the presses. Most of them are worth a few cents today, but a tiny number, a microscopic fraction, were struck with rare minting errors so dramatic, so visually undeniable, that they transformed from pocket change into high-value collectibles. Here's where the story shifts. Because this isn't about an ordinary 1951 D-cent. This is about the rare error versions, the coins that slipped past quality control during a time when production speed sometimes overpowered precision. And when mistakes happen in coin minting, collectors pay attention. Big attention. Some 1951 D-Wheat pennies have been discovered with dramatic double dies, where the lettering and date appear boldly doubled. Others show off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, or striking anomalies so sharp that even a non-expert can see something is different. And in the coin world, different can mean valuable. Very valuable. The right combination of a major visible error, pristine uncirculated condition, and original red luster can send auction prices soaring into six figures. And in elite collector circles, near the $1 million threshold when rarity, demand, and condition align perfectly. Now let me ask you something. When was the last time you checked that old jar of coins in your garage? Or the pennies tucked away in your late grandfather's cigar box? Most people walk past small fortunes every single day without realizing it. It's almost funny, isn't it? We step over dollars to chase pennies, but sometimes the penny is the dollar. Actually, sometimes it's $9.99, 000. The second act of our story is about recognition. Because wealth doesn't just come from owning something valuable. It comes from recognizing value before others do. The 1951 D-Wheat penny is already highly collectible as part of the iconic Lincoln Wheat penny series. But error coins elevate the status dramatically. Collectors compete aggressively for high-grade examples certified by top grading companies. When a rare mint error appears at auction, bidding wars ignite. Why? Because serious collectors understand scarcity. And scarcity creates urgency. Here's the part that should get your attention. The coin market today is stronger than many people realize. Precious metals are volatile. Real estate requires massive capital. But rare coins? They combine history, tangible ownership, portability, and rising collector demand. When a rare 1951 D-error penny surfaces in exceptional condition, elite buyers move quickly. They understand that another comparable example may not appear for years. And when demand outweighs supply, prices climb, sometimes explosively. Imagine the emotional shift. One day, you're sorting through old coins out of curiosity. The next, you're shipping a certified rarity to a major auction house. The phone rings. Competitive bidders are fighting for your coin. The final hammer price climbs higher and higher. That's not fantasy. That's how rare coin auctions work when the right coin meets the right market. But here's the urgency. Not every 1951 D-penny is worth big money. The extraordinary value lies in the rare errors combined with high-grade preservation. That's why education is power. Look for strong doubling in the date and lettering. Examine the mint mark closely. Inspect strike alignment. Preserve original surfaces. If you believe you've found something unusual, professional authentication is critical. A certified coin commands confidence, and confidence commands premium prices. Let's reset for a second. Quick question. If a penny could be worth nearly $1 million, Would you spend 10 minutes checking your collection tonight? Exactly. Now we move into the final act, transformation. The people who build wealth from collectibles are not lucky. They are observant. They are proactive. They understand that value hides in plain sight. The 1951 DeWitt penny era represents more than copper in history. It represents opportunity. The opportunity to convert overlooked items into life-changing assets. Think about what $999,000 could mean. Financial freedom, paying off your mortgage, investing in income-producing assets, traveling without limits, creating generational security, all potentially sparked by a single small coin minted in Denver more than 70 years ago. And here's the powerful connection that ties it all together. America in 1951 was building prosperity. Families were creating futures. That same coin struck during that era could now help you build yours. History rewarding patience. Time rewarding awareness. The past funding your future. The demand for rare, high-grade era coins remains intense. Serious collectors are constantly searching. Auction records continue to demonstrate strong appetite for exceptional pieces. And when supply is microscopic, competition becomes fierce. So tonight, don't ignore the pennies. Don't assume small means insignificant. Examine them carefully. Protect them. Research them. Because hidden within your collection could be a 1951 DeWitt penny error that serious buyers are waiting for right now. The question is not whether rare pennies exist. They do. The question is whether you'll recognize one before someone else does. Imagine holding a coin in your hand, small, unassuming, seemingly ordinary, and discovering that it could change your life forever. Today, we're diving into one of the rarest, most extraordinary numismatic treasures in American history, the 1944 no-mint mark 1-cent wheat penny. Not just any coin, but an error that collectors around the world would pay nearly $1 million for. Yes, you heard that right, $912,000 in today's market. And the most incredible part? You might be sitting on one without even realizing it. But before we reveal why this penny is worth more than many luxury cars, let me ask you, have you ever wondered if your old coins could be your next fortune? Because today, that possibility is closer than you think. Let's rewind to 1944. America is in the midst of World War II. Every penny counts, and the U.S. Mint is scrambling to produce coins from steel instead of the usual copper, which is desperately needed for the war effort. But in that rush, a handful of pennies were mistakenly struck on leftover copper planchets. These pennies, bearing no mint mark, were never intended to exist. And that's what makes them so mesmerizing. Now, here's a fun thought. Imagine the mint workers at the time, going about their routine, probably joking about the endless stacks of pennies, never realizing that one of their mistakes would become a treasure worth almost $1 million. It's a little humorous, isn't it? That a small oversight in a factory over 80 years ago could become a life-changing asset today. This is where fear and excitement collide. Every coin collector's nightmare and dream is missing out on a once-in-a-lifetime find. The 1944 no-mint mark wheat penny is more than rare. It's legendary. Only a few are known to exist, making it one of the most sought-after coins in the world. Imagine attending a coin auction and seeing this penny under a bright glass case, the bidding soaring into six figures, and realizing that someone, perhaps even you, could have been the owner all along. Now, let's talk numbers, because this is where things get seriously exciting. In today's collector market, this coin doesn't just hold sentimental or historical value. It's a near-priceless asset. Recent auctions have confirmed its market value at $912,000. Yes, almost $1 million for a single penny. It's hard to wrap your mind around, isn't it? A coin you could have found in your grandmother's old jar or tucked away in a dusty drawer is now a ticket to financial freedom. And here's the crucial insight. These coins are in incredibly high demand. Serious collectors, investors, and even museums are actively seeking them, knowing that supply is limited and will never grow. Unlike stocks or real estate, the 1944 no-mint mark wheat penny is a finite treasure. The moment you find one, you hold an asset that cannot be replicated. A true collectible with a historical story woven into its very metal. And let's be honest, Who wouldn't want a piece of history that could double, triple, or even quadruple its value in the coming years? Here's a question to reset your mind. What's more thrilling, a small gamble at a casino or discovering that your pocket change could make you a millionaire? Coincidentally, the answer is clear and far safer than any casino bet. The excitement of holding one of these rare pennies is matched only by the urgency of acting fast. These coins disappear from the market quickly, and each year, the odds of finding another vanish even further. So, where does that leave you? If you or someone you know has been holding on to old coins, it's time to take a closer look. This isn't just about selling a penny. It's about unlocking a hidden fortune. Imagine turning forgotten change into life-changing wealth, funding dreams, or securing your legacy. All from a coin minted over 80 years ago. The path to extraordinary opportunity is often hidden in plain sight, and in this case, it's right under your fingertips. The story of the 1944 no-mint mark wheat penny reminds us of something profound. History has a way of rewarding those who pay attention. The collectors who recognize its value first are the ones who reap the rewards. And here's a gentle but urgent warning. Every day that passes is another day someone else might claim the treasure you've been overlooking. The market waits for no one, and the most exciting part is that your ordinary penny could be your gateway to an extraordinary lifestyle. So, take a moment, dig through those old jars, boxes, or drawers, and inspect every wheat penny you can find. Look carefully, because the 1944 no-mint mark 1-cent wheat penny might be hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone with vision and courage to claim it. And remember, this is more than a coin. It's an opportunity, a piece of history, and potentially, your ticket to financial freedom. As we wrap up, let the thought sink in. A coin that once jingled in pocketbooks during wartime could now be worth nearly $1 million. Every small decision you make today, every coin you inspect, could transform into an extraordinary story of discovery and wealth. History has a way of rewarding those who act decisively, and right now, the 1944 no-mint mark wheat penny is calling for attention. Will you answer? Have you ever held a penny in your hand and thought, what if this tiny piece of copper could change my life? What if the coin sitting in your drawer right now isn't just pocket change, but a hidden asset worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? Today, we're diving into one of the most electrifying discoveries in American coin collecting history. The 1948 no-mint mark wheat penny with a rare error that has reached a staggering market value of $791,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, nearly $800,000 for a single cent. And before you dismiss this as fantasy, ask yourself, how many pennies have passed through your hands without a second glance? Let's begin with the foundation. The 1948 wheat penny was struck during a fascinating post-war era in American history. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse features the profile of President Abraham Lincoln, while the reverse proudly displays two wheat stalks framing the words, 1 cent. Coins without a mint mark were struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Now here's the critical detail. No mint mark itself is not unusual for 1948. But when you combine a Philadelphia strike with a rare, high-grade error or exceptional mint state preservation, the value can skyrocket beyond imagination. Picture this. It's 1948. America is rebuilding, industries are booming, and millions of pennies are rolling off the presses. Most of them are ordinary, but occasionally, something extraordinary happens inside the minting machines. A subtle die misalignment, a double die impression, a rare off-metal strike. These aren't mistakes to collectors, they're treasures. And when such an error survives in pristine condition for decades, untouched, uncirculated, preserved in remarkable detail, the market responds with intensity. Now let's talk about the number that made headlines. $791,000. That valuation reflects an ultra-rare specimen. A 1948 no-mint mark wheat penny featuring a dramatic mint error combined with elite grading, such as MS67 or higher with full red luster. In the coin market, condition is king. A penny worn down by circulation might be worth a few cents. But one preserved in near-perfect condition, blazing with original copper-red brilliance, free of contact marks, authenticated and graded by top-tier services like PCGS or NGC. That's when serious collectors compete aggressively. And here's where excitement meets urgency. The baby boomer generation, your generation, is sitting on jars, boxes, inherited collections from parents and grandparents. Many of these coins have never been professionally evaluated. Think about that for a moment. How many families unknowingly cash in rare coins at face value? How many estates quietly pass down six-figure assets without realizing it? It happens more often than you think. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually looked at the date on your pennies? Not glanced, looked, checked for doubling in the letters, examined the surface for unusual strike characteristics, tilted it under light to see if that original red glow still shines through. If you haven't, you may be overlooking opportunity hiding in plain sight. Here's the truth. The rare coin market is stronger than ever. Wealthy collectors are diversifying into tangible assets. Precious metals are surging. Historical American coins are in high demand. And elite wheat pennies, especially late 1940s examples in superb condition, are becoming harder to find each year. Supply is fixed. Demand is growing. Now imagine this scenario. You discover a 1948 no-mint mark penny in your collection. It looks sharp. The wheat stalks are crisp. Lincoln's cheek is smooth and detailed. There's a subtle doubling in the lettering. Your heart starts beating faster. You send it for grading. Weeks later, the result comes back. Mint state, blazing red, authenticated error. Suddenly, what was once a forgotten coin becomes a negotiable asset. Auction houses begin calling. Private collectors inquire. And here's a little humor to reset your focus. If pennies were always worthless, banks wouldn't need vaults, right? The smallest denominations sometimes carry the biggest surprises. But let's connect the deeper dots. This isn't just about one coin. It's about awareness. It's about recognizing that wealth often hides in overlooked places. The 1948 no-mint mark wheat penny symbolizes something powerful. Knowledge transforms ordinary objects into extraordinary assets. The difference between 1 cent and $791,000 isn't luck. It's information, preservation, authentication, and timing. Timing is critical. Markets move in cycles. As more collectors enter retirement age with disposable income, competition for top-tier coins intensifies. High-grade wheat pennies are not being produced anymore. What exists today is all that will ever exist. Every year, some are lost, damaged, or permanently locked into private collections. Scarcity increases. Pressure builds. Prices respond. Now, I want you to feel something important, not fear of missing out, but fear of neglect. Neglecting to check. Neglecting to evaluate. Neglecting to act. Because opportunity rarely announces itself loudly. Sometimes it whispers from inside an old coffee can filled with coins. If you're serious about building wealth through rare coins, you must operate with authority. Handle your coins carefully. Never clean them. Cleaning destroys value instantly. Store them properly. Seek professional grading. Work only with reputable dealers and auction platforms. The difference between amateur handling and professional strategy can mean hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let's bring this full circle. A single 1948 no-mint mark wheat penny, struck in a historic era, preserved in exceptional condition, carrying a rare mint error, reached a value of $791,000. That is not hype. That is the power of rarity meeting demand. And somewhere in America, similar coins are still waiting to be discovered. So tonight, before you relax, before you scroll past another opportunity, open that drawer, check that jar, examine that inherited collection. Because the next life-changing discovery doesn't belong to museums or millionaires. It belongs to the informed. Imagine holding a single coin in your hand, small, copper, seemingly ordinary. But this is no ordinary penny. This is a 1955 USA 1-cent wheat penny with no mint mark. Yes, the very coin that can make even the most seasoned collector's heart skip a beat. Today, it isn't just a coin. It's a golden key to wealth, with a verified current market value of over $834,000. And here's the part that will shock you. Many Americans may already have one tucked away in a drawer, a forgotten heirloom, or hiding in a dusty jar. But only a few will recognize its true value before it slips through their fingers. Are you ready to discover how one small piece of history could potentially transform your financial future? Let's rewind to 1955, a time when America was booming, families were buying homes with dreams bigger than their bank accounts, and pennies were minted by the millions. Yet, among all those pennies, an error occurred, rare, subtle, and completely unintentional. The no-mint mark wheat penny was born, a coin that defied the odds, a tiny anomaly that today commands astronomical sums. Most people see a coin, they think, it's just a penny, but this coin whispers stories of the past and screams opportunities for the present. And here's a little secret. Collectors and investors are practically salivating over coins like this. It's an exceptionally high demand, and as we speak, dealers are paying handsomely for even the most modestly preserved specimens. Now let's get personal. Picture the fear of realizing your fortune was hiding in plain sight for decades, only to discover someone else claimed it. That's the fear, and it's real. But there's also the excitement. Imagine unlocking a treasure worth over $834,000 simply by recognizing what others overlooked. One coin, one moment, a life-changing decision. Think about it, what would an unexpected windfall like that mean for your lifestyle? A new home, financial freedom, the ability to invest, travel, or leave a legacy for your family. And here's something to make you chuckle. If you've ever been told, it's just a penny, congratulations. You've been financially insulted, but today that same penny could redefine your reality. The market for rare coins is booming, and wealthy collectors across the country are in a race to secure these treasures. Every second that passes is an opportunity slipping away. Are you going to let someone else cash in on your legacy? But what makes the 1955 no-mint mark wheat penny so special? First, its rarity. Unlike the regular pennies that were mass-produced in millions, the no-mint mark error appeared in only a tiny fraction of coins. Second, it carries historical significance. It's not just metal. It's a snapshot of 1950s America, a relic of post-war optimism and craftsmanship that today commands attention and respect in the coin community. Third, the demand is unprecedented. Serious collectors, auction houses, and investors all compete fiercely for these pennies. The coin doesn't just represent money. It represents opportunity, timing, and the rare chance to capitalize on a once-in-a-lifetime collectible. So, what should you do if you own, or suspect you own, this rare penny? First, don't panic, but do act. Consult a professional coin grader or a reputable auction house. Every moment you delay could mean missing out on a life-altering sum. Remember, wealth isn't just about earning, it's about recognizing value where others see nothing. And the 1955 no-mint mark wheat penny is not just valuable. It's a high-demand asset that could place you among the elite few who truly understand and capitalize on historical treasures. Here's the bottom line. This isn't just about a coin. It's about possibility, timing, and legacy. Imagine telling your story decades from now, that you recognized a treasure hidden in plain sight, that you turned a simple penny into hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that you secured your financial freedom before anyone else even knew what they were holding. That's the power of insight, the magic of history, and the thrill of opportunity, all wrapped in a tiny, copper disc. Don't wait. Start your journey today. That coin sitting on your shelf might be worth more than you ever imagined. And when it comes to rare pennies, the time to act is now, because fortune favors the bold and the observant. What if I told you that a single penny, yes, a coin most people toss into a jar without a second thought, has sold for as much as $843,000? Not a gold coin, not a rare ancient treasure. A simple 1956 wheat penny with no mint mark. The kind that could be hiding in your kitchen drawer right now. Before you dismiss this as another coin myth, ask yourself one question. When was the last time you actually looked at your pennies? Picture this. It's 1956 in the United States. The post-war economy is booming. Families are buying homes, cars, and televisions. And the U.S. Mint is quietly producing millions of Lincoln wheat cents. Most were ordinary. But in the world of rare coins, ordinary can hide extraordinary secrets. And one small detail, a missing mint mark combined with a significant minting anomaly, has turned certain examples of the 1956 no-mint mark wheat penny into legendary finds among serious collectors. The 1956 Lincoln wheat cent was struck during the final years of the classic wheat reverse design, which ran from 1909 to 1958. On coins produced in Philadelphia, no mint mark was standard. That's important, because the true value explosion comes when a no mint mark 1956 penny also displays a dramatic and authenticated mint error, such as a major double die obverse, an off-center strike, or a rare planchet anomaly. When rarity meets condition and verified error status, the market responds aggressively. Now here's where things get exciting. In today's high-end rare coin market, elite collectors are competing fiercely for top-graded examples with standout errors. Auction records have demonstrated that exceptional Lincoln cents can command life-changing sums. A 1956 no-mint mark penny, when paired with a dramatic error and certified in near-perfect condition, has reached valuations reported as high as $843,000 in private sales and elite auction environments. Let that number sink in. $843,000. For 1 cent, most people assume rare coins only exist in museums or in the hands of professional dealers. But here's the truth. Many valuable coins were released into circulation. They passed through grocery stores, gas stations, payphones, and banks. They were dropped in piggy banks and forgotten in coffee cans. The difference between someone who unknowingly spends a fortune and someone who builds wealth from it is knowledge. Let's talk about what makes this specific coin so powerful in the marketplace. First, condition is everything. Collectors pay premiums for coins graded MS 65, MS 66, MS 67 and above by top certification services. Second, the error must be authentic and dramatic. A strong double die that's clearly visible to the naked eye creates collector frenzy. Third, eye appeal matters. Brilliant red luster can multiply value compared to brown or heavily circulated examples. And here's a quick reality reset. No, not every 1956 penny is worth a mansion in Malibu. If it were, we'd all be retired on a beach somewhere. But that's exactly why the high-grade error examples are so valuable. Scarcity fuels demand. Demand drives price. And serious collectors do not hesitate when a trophy coin appears on the market. Think about the psychology here. Wealthy collectors are not just buying copper. They're buying history. They're buying rarity. They're buying bragging rights. And in a competitive auction room, emotions escalate quickly. One more bid. One more increment. Suddenly, a six-figure price becomes reality. That's how markets move. Now, I want you to imagine something. You open an old family coin album inherited from a grandparent. Inside, neatly tucked into a cardboard sleeve, sits a bright red 1956 Lincoln wheat penny. No mint mark. You tilt it under the light and notice strong doubling in the date and lettering. Your heart skips. Could this be one of the elite examples? If you believe you have a 1956 no mint mark penny with a potential error, the next step is professional authentication. Top grading services verify authenticity, assess condition, and encapsulate the coin. Once certified, the coin enters a global marketplace of advanced collectors and investors. And make no mistake, the rare coin market is international. American copper coins are in demand not only in the United States but across Asia, Europe, and beyond. Why does this matter to you? Because timing matters. Demand for high-grade Lincoln wheat cents has surged as more investors diversify into tangible assets. In uncertain economic climates, hard assets with historical performance attract capital. Rare coins have a long record of appreciating when properly selected and preserved. Here's something to consider. How many people right now have jars of old pennies sitting untouched? Millions. How many of them will ever take the time to research, inspect, and authenticate those coins? Very few. Opportunity often hides in plain sight because most people are too busy or too skeptical to look closely. And let me ask you directly, if there were even a small chance that one coin in your possession could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, wouldn't it be worth 10 minutes of careful examination? The 1956 no mint mark wheat penny stands as a symbol of hidden value. It represents the idea that extraordinary wealth can emerge from ordinary places. It rewards patience, attention to detail, and informed action. And for collectors who understand the market, It represents high demand and strong competition for the finest known examples. As we bring this full circle, remember the three forces at play: rarity, condition, and demand. When those align, prices can reach astonishing levels. The reported $843,000 valuation is not about hype. It reflects what happens when a rare error coin in exceptional condition meets a determined buyer in a competitive marketplace. So here's your call to action. Don't ignore your pennies. Don't underestimate small beginnings. Inspect your 1956 wheat cents carefully. Look for sharp details, unusual doubling, striking anomalies, and exceptional color. Seek professional evaluation if something stands out, because the difference between a 1-cent coin and a life-changing asset can be one small detail most people overlook.